Mic check, 1, 2. Testing new mic, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic. Alright, happy Sunday, folks. Getting switches flipped and everything twisted and turned, and hopefully everything's working out well. As you can tell, I have a new mic, so if it gets a little grainy or a little weird, I'll try to adjust it a little bit. This is a much more comfortable headset rather than the one that went on my ears. Made me look like one of the kids from the Mickey Mouse Club. And I got my backdrop back up. Finally dug it out. So let's see if well, hold on. Everybody says it's washy. Alright. So one more time, let's make sure we've got a good mic input, mic test, 1, 2. See if that's any better. If need be, whooshy. Alright, well, folks say it's whooshy. Is it still kind of messy? I may can plug my other set back in here. Alright. Okay. One last time. Alright, so the servers are putting out too much noise for this particular microphone. Give me just a moment. Let me work a little magic. I'll be right back with you. Please stand by. All right. All right, mic check, 1, 2. Hello, mic check, test, 1, 2. Okay, I have one vote, says much better. How about anybody else? All right, all right. Well, everybody seems to think that's a bit better, so here we go. Our topic this morning is, and by the way, thank you all for all of the happy birthdays. Um, how old am I today? 56. I think I'm 56. That's 5'6", not 6'6". Don't rush it for those of you smartasses out there that want to make it a little older than I am. Right. So, our topic for today is how does globalism, how does the global events affect your spirituality? How does what goes on globally, not just here in America or over in the UK or any place else for that matter, but globally, we're a global community now. Internet, television, Facebook, cell phones, YouTube. I mean, live recording is instantaneous. Where back in my back in my day, you you might have to wait a day or two before you got your news, or at least several hours. And of course, by then, morning Dave. Of course, by then the news has dissipated. It's been changed. It's been manipulated. It's been moved around. Um, so you never really know what what you're going to be getting one way or the other. But nowadays, global news is instantaneous. I mean, within minutes, it's like right there. And I know a lot of times when I'm listening to the news or watching the news or whatever, I find myself um, asking gods and goddesses to protect them, help them out, um, maybe work with them a little bit. You know, everybody needs a helping hand. Give me just a second. Right. Sorry about that. Getting a little warm on my side of the office. I had to turn the AC down a little bit. Give me a little, give me a little cool. So, Dave says fake news. Absolutely right. What you see in live video and what you see happening live is fake news. It's all made up. It's not really happening. It's a bunch of actors out there dying and killing each other and getting stoned with rocks. But it's live fake news, folks. Anyway, onward. I'm not going to go down that road. But when you see earthquakes, natural disasters, the hurricanes that have come through and destroyed life and property and all of that, how does that affect you spiritually? Do you find yourself muttering words of encouragement, lighting candles, um, sending a prayer, as the Christians would say? What is a prayer but energy? Pardon me. I know for me, I've been known to, of course, not so much as late because our cats love to stick their nose in candles. They don't understand this thing that will burn you. But I used to find myself during natural disasters, earthquakes, and what have you, going over and lighting a candle for the souls that have passed and lighting a candle for the protection and the healing of those who have been hurt in the natural disaster, or even so in the stupid people caused disaster. And boy, have we got a whole bunch of stupid people caused disasters. Um, I know over the last couple of months, over the last 2 or 3 months, California has been inundated with wildfires. Um, Billions of dollars worth of homes destroyed, people died, um, animals died. And then, of course, right behind those, as always with California, come the torrential downpours, the torrential rains. And then, of course, right behind the fire comes the mudslide because there's no more trees or greenery or grass to hold the mud, hold the dirt into place up in the mountains. Pretty bad stuff. But if people are posting, I'm not seeing it. So if people are posting anything behind Dave's fake news, I'm not seeing it. So if y'all are posting, somebody IM me and let me know. So what do we do? What can we do outside of saying a prayer or lighting a candle or something of that nature? What can we do to help others? Get involved? Oh, well, I don't have time to get involved, you say. Um, I'm too busy. What could I do? Well, I can't say much because I'm one of the ones that don't have time to do much of anything outside of work, home, work at home. Try to get things organized. Try to get things done here. Dave says random acts of kindness. True. Debbie says the stupid human stuff. Well, not much we can do about that. However, we can say a few words of encouragement for the people that are caught up in the momentum of those who are doing stupid human stuff. I mean, that's what I do. Putting out positive energy doesn't take much time. Yep. Um, pardon me. Um, so I still haven't really seen anyone interacting with the actual question. How do global events affect your spirituality, your spiritualism? How does global events, good, bad, or indifferent, affect you spiritually? Not personally. I mean, if you're a good human being, you probably think, damn, I feel for those people. But as a spiritualist, some of you that may be watching this aren't pagan, and that's fine. But you're a spiritualist, I hope. If you claim a particular religion, I at least hope that you're a spiritualist with it. But you don't have to be pagan, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, atheist, or whatever to have it affect you. And people keep saying, well, Don, atheists are not spiritualists. Well, sure they are. They just believe in nothing. But anyway, stupid human stuff makes me angry. And being capable of doing some pretty stark stuff. Yeah, true that. And those of us that are very heavily into magic, makes it very hard for us sometimes not to go out and cast retribution on some of these idiots. Well, the thing I found with that is momentum and karma and cause and effect are wonderful things. They really are. They're really kind of neat. The way they work is really interesting. So, come on then. How does it affect you? I show 6 people. I've heard from 2. I guess nobody else has a keyboard. Somebody lost their keyboard. So, yeah, true enough. We should be able to keep this topic going for at least an hour. Because I would think listening to pagan folk talk, I would think they would have a lot to say about this topic. Because if you watch the forums and stuff, and you watch people burning up their keyboard going, well, somebody should blah, 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 and somebody needs to blah, blah, blue, and somebody's kind of like tomorrow. There's no such thing as tomorrow. Because by the time you think tomorrow is here, guess what? It's today. So there's no tomorrow. Kind of a twisted form of logic. And that's like somebody else doesn't exist. somebody else doesn't exist. Got some extra canned goods that you're not going to use? Donate them over. Pay it forward. I say that again. Pay it forward. Um, we go through clothes constantly. Give them over to donations. Things that we're not going to use, we give them over to donations. What? Dave says we will not die in the future. We will die in the present. True enough. When it's your time to go, you're done. Ronnie, name I have not seen post in years. Good to see you, Ronnie. What does he say? My spiritual side is a goddess that cries out that the earth is in such deep trouble due to humans wanting to achieve more power than taking care of the gifts she has given us and taking care of each other. Yep. Well said, my old friend. Well said. So I know most of everything that I know I do, and I can't speak for others. Um, I really can't speak for others when it comes to um, global emotions or global spiritualism, if you will, when things happen. I know a lot of things that I do or say are done in the heart because, unfortunately, like everybody else, I go to work, I go home, I go to bed. I go to work, I go home, I go to bed. On weekends, I get up, I fix things that are broke, and I go to bed. On Sundays, I get up, I do church. I fix things that are broke. Um, I do live with the shaman. I go to bed. That's about what I do. But it's okay because it's the way it is. But during that time, during those few moments off time, and even when I'm working, I'm thinking about those that are in need. For the millions of us who are not physically capable of doing anything, positive energies, positive thoughts, putting yourself out there for people to talk to. I know a boatload of really good to talk to people in the pagan community. And there are thousands of pagan folk, non-Christian folk, that are affected by these global disasters, by these things that affect Mother Earth and affect us when it affects Mother Earth. We can put ourselves out there for them to talk to. We can put ourselves out there to give someone an ear. I've been known to post my personal cell phone number to individuals that need someone to talk to. And sometimes all they need is someone to listen. Someone to listen to them cry. Someone to listen to them be upset.
Sometimes people don't even need words of encouragement. They just need someone to listen. As we've said before, there are no magic words that will fix physical issues. Sometimes sometimes we can say things to help the mental, emotional, psychological healing, the spiritual healing, but when it comes to the physical healing, words matters very little. Actions more than anything. And for those of you out there that don't have physical or psychological ailments keeping you home, if you can get out and do things, maybe give of yourself, do for others or whatever. I mean, that's like Robert, a friend of ours that runs the Dallas area pagans page. He choreographed the four young men that came and helped us get loaded from the old house and get over here. Of course, bless their heart, they wanted to come help us unload, but they had other responsibilities. I was very appreciative for the time that they did, but Robert has a boatload of physical, emotional, and psychological ailments, and yet he still gets out and works with the community, helps the community, and does everything he can. Some of you can't, and that's okay. And if you're taking any of what I'm saying personally, could it be guilt? Because I probably don't even know I'm talking to you directly, whoever you are that's taking this personal. Perhaps if you're taking it personal, maybe it is guilt and maybe you need to work on yourself. But global spiritualism has nothing to do with just me or just you. It has to do with every human being on the planet that has some form of spirituality. I know that in many Japanese communities, they get together for meditative chants. A lot of the Buddhist communities come together in the Buddhist temples to send energy to the ailing, send energy to those who are in trouble, clear across the other side of the planet. Energy is energy. If you make it good, it can help others. And I damn sure don't want to come across sounding like a preacher. Nope. It's not my job, not my thing. I more or less do these open churches to give people a chance to openly voice their thoughts and opinions. And of course, well, we all know I am opinionated. Oop, what did Jamie say? When you've sworn an oath, you don't have a choice but to be one of the people to come to for counsel. Sorry for your loss, hon. Definitely. Buried one of their friends Friday. Spent 3 days counseling husband and family. It's an honor. And see, there's the thing. Jamie makes a point when you've sworn an oath. But we go past the oath, don't we? I don't do what I do because I swore an oath. I do what I do because it's in my heart. It's a part of me to do what I do. Boy, that didn't make any sense, did it? But to counsel is to listen, to give words of encouragement, advice. You don't have to be a licensed counselor, a licensed psychologist, psychiatrist, or psychotherapist, or all of the other psycho mumbo jumbo crap. All you have to be is a good person ready to listen. I come at things from my own prior experiences. even coming at things that I see in astral, things that I see through meditation and OBE. And I tell people straight up, I tell people straight up before I give them any form of advice. This is what I've seen in astral. I'll break on off into the discussion. Through OBE meditation, this is what I think I saw. This is what I saw. Through life experiences, it has taught me blah, 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 blah. I never say, as a counselor, because I am a spiritual counselor, I don't want to get into all the psycho training and blah. No. Blech. I'm perfectly happy being a spiritual counselor. Whether or not it's recognized by the government or the state, I care less. People keep coming to me for help and guidance and leadership, so apparently I'm doing something right somewhere. So I think truly what it boils down to is getting involved, doesn't it? Getting involved. Whether you're getting involved on the phone, on the internet, through chat sites, through web pages, through wherever, whatever it is you can, getting involved. Spiritually, through meditation, astral, OBE, whatever, get involved. And I typically sometimes, I hesitate to say work in the shadows, but I don't typically toot my horn of I did this, this, and that, or I did this, that, and the other thing. I just do what I do and move on. I don't really actually think about it. I've had students in the past that they come to me or they'll send me messages 2 or 3 times a day. Well, I did this and I did that and I did this good thing and I did that good deed and I went over here and I did this and I spent all of this time doing that and I did this for this person and that for that person and still my life is shite. Still my life is shite. Maybe you're doing these good things for wrong reasons. Maybe you're not doing these good things just because it's who you are. Maybe you're not truly adding to the global good energy bank. Oh, that's kind of cool. The global good energy bank. I kind of like that. It's kind of neat. You're not truly adding to the deposits of good energy because, excuse me, because you're too busy thinking about what it's going to do for you rather than what it's going to do for the global community. I mean, I do what I do because it is who I am and I just do what I do. Um, I appreciate a thank you just like everybody else. I don't expect it. I appreciate a attaboy just like everybody else, but I don't expect it. And I damn sure don't expect it at work. LOL. Raffle mouth. Global spirituality, I think really is where where we're moving. I really do. Um, hmm. Well, We are on the hour. I'm going to take just a minute, clear my throat, let my voice rest. I'm not going to play any music or anything because I don't have any actually set up to play. But I'm going to cough for a minute, clear my throat, get a bit of a drink, and I will be back with you in just about a minute, minute and a half. And yes, it will be about a minute to a minute and a half of dead airspace. So if you don't hear anything, you're not broke. Dum dum dum. Always wanted to do that. Dum dum dum. Right. I felt a coughing fit coming on. I'm still trying to get over this crap, whatever it is I had. Showed up negative on the flu. Thank the gods for that. But boy, it was damn sure a respiratory issue, and it still jumps up and bites me in the, well, on occasion. I have to remember this is a family show. Yeah. Anyway, I'm back. Global spiritualism is our topic, and how global events affect you spiritually. But what about things here in our last half hour? What are some of the things we can do? Well, we've seen get involved. Anyway, we've seen get involved, right? Meditate. Yes, I'm replying to messages while on live. Used to drive Randy crazy when I had my radio show. By the way, speaking of radio show, and I'm probably just gonna throw this out there, I will be trying to communicate with Randy at some point over at UnitedPaganRadio.net to see if we can get my show fired back up at some point. I don't know. Um, I've been so busy and she's been so busy, we haven't had a chance to sit down and communicate about the plan and what needs to be done. So anyway, what can we do? Well, do your part with the time you have to do. I put on the Open Pagan Church broadcast. We we don't have a place yet to hold Open Pagan Church gatherings. I thought about using the park in Princeton, but it doesn't feel right. And our the property that we're on now really doesn't lend itself to be able to do those types of gatherings yet. We have a lot of work we need to do for sure. Absolutely. But see, that's the thing. Hold gatherings. Hold donation gatherings. Those of you that may watch our pre-recorded broadcast later, here's an idea for you. If any of you are involved in the UU Church, I know that the United Unitarian Church, I think that's the meaning for it, the UU churches, They're very pagan friendly. They allow a lot of pagan Wiccan events to go on. Okay. I've never personally thrown an event, but I have attended many down in Beaumont. See if the UU church in your area that you might know about or attend, see if they will allow you to put on a event to gather food, donations, and what have you, um, for the people of global catastrophes. I mean, that's a thought. If anyone listening in the DFW area would like to try to organize an event, I know myself and a few others that would be happy to do any kind of public speaking, maybe come out, set up the Christology table, do Christology, and give any donations that I might make to do that to whatever event or whatever charity that we're doing this to. And yes, that's a direct invite to you in the DFW area. I've got over 20 years in holistic Christology. I've been told I'm pretty good at it, but there you go. So get involved. Get involved with your energy, get involved on the internet. I mean, we have a very powerful tool here, the internet. And as we well know, because of all of the people that are trying to use it right now for drama and trolls. So, what else are we on about? Ideas. We need some really good ideas to keep this thing going. We need to keep this pagan global energy bank full of energy. And if any of you ask me how to make a deposit, I'm going to look at you rather oddly. And before anyone asks, you make a deposit to the global energy bank by casting up that positive energy to those in the world that need help. There are millions of pagans the world over that are feeding energy to Mother Earth. Absolutely, she needs it. She needs all the help she can get. However, we also need to push that energy out to wake people up, get people involved, get positive energy to the people. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not anti-mother. I'm shaman, okay? Mother's mother, and she is what she is. And I'm perfectly fine pumping boatloads of energy into the mother. But we also need to help the people. We truly do. The people of this planet are seriously in dire straits. They need help just as much as we do. And it's in that where they say one person can't make a difference. I believe you can. Because I believe that one person that may speak to 20, one person out of that 20 will join the one person. And if that one person speaks to 20 people and one person out of that 20 joins those two people, that begins 3. Granted, good news doesn't travel as fast or with as much power as bad news and drama, right? But if you get enough people spreading a good word, then eventually enough people are going to begin to pay attention. And maybe they're going to decide to help. And this happens globally. I know that I have friends all over the globe. I know that many of you that watch our broadcast have friends all over the globe. So some kind of let's get some kind of positive global energy going. Thank you. And let's keep it going. Debbie says, but it's already there. Global spiritualism. Yes, you're absolutely correct. It is already there. It's already there. So let's continue to deposit to the Global Spiritualism Energy Fund. Yes, I made that up. At least I think I made it up. I've never heard of it before. Expectation leads to disappointment. Jamie, you're absolutely right. This is kind of the reason I tend to not or try not to have expectations of people. I have hope. Um, Human beings never cease to amaze me every time I turn on the news. I hate to say they cease to disappoint me every time I turn on the news because I do see news reports of good people doing good things. A lot. And here's a bit of interesting tidbit, okay? May not mean anything to any of you, but it's something I do. When we moved up here in the DFW area in '08, I spent a lot of time, we spent a lot of time going through different news channels. I don't like news channels that spout trauma. I don't like news channels that only spout negative. That's all they ever report is negative. I don't like news channels that are always too busy reporting on crap that has nothing to do with local society. So we look around when I move to a new area. I like to look around for a news channel that has the good and the bad. They, pardon me, they report on the societies that are out there trying to help people. They give you the news report that's required for your area, and they give you the weather and, what it's doing and what you can kind of expect out of the weather. But I like newscasts that give the good and the bad. We did stumble on one, so I usually just won't watch any other newscast because we get the good and the bad out of this particular newscast. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I've always also too been a firm believer that only negative in equals only negative out, unless you have figured out a way to convert that and realize that all you're getting is negative in. You need to convert that and send positive out. Now, I also believe that positive out, positive in. if I give as much positive as I possibly can, it's going to come back to me at some point. That's what I mean by depositing to the global spiritual bank, if you will. At at the end of the day, typical society doesn't care whether I've had a bad day or not. When someone asks you, "Hi, how are you today?" they really don't want you to tell them the truth. I'm sorry, but they don't. When I counsel with people and I work with people, and my job is on the phone. In fact, when I am at work, I have one of these on all day, every day. And I am taking calls of people's issues. Granted, it starts out being computer issues, but a lot of the time, before the end of the call, I'm working on their computer and they're talking about their families and things going on, and I just let them talk because they're getting it out. And if I can do more than 4 or 5 things at a time, I may ask them, "Well, how are you handling that situation? Yeah, I'm sorry you're going through that, but how are you handling that?" And the whole time I'm clicking around on their computer and fixing things and doing things that needs to be done. It helps them pass the time because a lot of times when these poor people have computer issues, it can take 30 to 45 minutes to fix the problem. It's not just a bang done fix. That is my way of depositing to the global positive energy fund. So you see, you might find yourself opening the door for someone one day, granting them with a smile, and without even realizing it, you may have stopped them from committing suicide. That one act of kindness deposited to the Global Spiritual Energy Fund may have stopped that one person from doing harm to themselves or maybe even others. So you see, global energy, to a degree, I guess you could parallel it with the chaos theory. The chaos theory is that a butterfly can beat its wings in California and cause a tsunami or a hurricane in Japan. Now, frankly, I think that's a little extreme, but I get the point. I get where they're going. Another chaos theory is that you can drop a relatively large rock in the Atlantic and cause a big enough ripple to cause a tidal wave somewhere else in the world. that carries more to cause and effect, I think, more than it does the chaos theory. But let's use the same thing, shall we, on global spiritualism. If you get enough people humming positive energy, humming positive energy. Have any of you ever been into a mosque or a temple or even in a circle where the hum of the people resonates through your body? It seems to discharge the negative energy and it builds up that positive in you. You get several people in a circle and everyone just kind of starts the I, get enough people doing that. If you do that yourself enough, it does calm the energy. If you've ever experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, perhaps perhaps you should. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, I want to wrap up with this, okay? Negative energy is contagious. It's dangerous. Positive energy is, can be, just as contagious. And to be honest with you, positive energy is easier to muster than taking energy and making it negative. Take energy and make it negative, it requires anger, distrust, anxieties, fear. These are negative emotions, either way you look at it. Love and blessings, positive thoughts, positive energy, makes you feel better about yourself and it makes you feel better about others. Don't push these energies with selfish intent. You'll never get anything out of it. Make the deposit to the global spiritual bank of positive energy. As always, thank you for watching or listening to Open Pagan Church here every Sunday, right here at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I look forward to hearing reading your comments later. I will start the upload of this video to all of our archive sites. If you want to know where they're at, let me know. I'll send you the links. Other than that, have a great day. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for listening.